Now that the US has qualified for the World Cup in Qatar, it's high time to look at how strong the USMNT are. They have a pool of some truly talented players, so later this year, should we expect any surprises? Jose Mourinho has gone about his business at Roma like he normally has throughout his managerial career, and the special one is now working with the club's sporting director Thiago Pinto, who he's on the same page with. Real Madrid are guaranteed to be the biggest movers of the summer transfer window, and the Spanish giants have already got one eye on the next season. Gianluigi Donnarumma left Italy in rather a controversial fashion. Things haven't worked out for him at PSG though, and the PSG shot stopper is now looking to leave the club as early as possible. Meanwhile, FIFA has decided to make a few changes to how loan deals are done between clubs, with the governing body setting a limit to a number of loan deals a club can opt for. So, get ready for your daily dose of football and hit the subscribe button. Player loans are more and more frequent, but they're not always well regulated. This is why FIFA has decided to put in place new rules concerning this type of transfer, based on three objectives: to develop young players, to promote competitive balance, to prevent the hoarding of players, a kind of accumulation, something Chelsea has been very notorious for. Players aged 21 or under and those trained at the club are exempt from these new rules. In order to enforce its objectives, FIFA will now require a written agreement for each loan, which must not last more than a year, and less than half a season. It will no longer be possible to loan more than 3 players to the same club. Finally, little by little, the clubs will be able to loan fewer and fewer players. From July 1st, 2022 to June 30th, 2023, a club can have a maximum of 8 players on loan and 8 others that it loans. From the 1st of July 2023 to June 30th, 2024, the same configuration applies, but with a maximum of 7 professionals. Finally, from July 1st, 2024, the same configuration will apply, but with a maximum of 6 professionals. It is a subject close to his heart. Kylian Mbappe has already decided for a few weeks to fight against sports betting and the issues that it generates among the youngest. In the France team, he had animated the debates by refusing to participate in a session with certain sponsors, including sports betting sites. A way for him to send a message and warn against this trend, which affects young people in the neighbourhoods enormously. This Thursday evening, it was to a tweet that the PSG star reacted to. The online betting site Winamax had earlier in the day made a joke about his father, which did not please the player at all. The dangers of online betting, no longer having a limit. A little respect, please, he wrote. Jose Mourinho is working on the next transfer window with his sporting director Thiago Pinto, who wants to be particularly ambitious. Jose Mourinho's first season at Roma has had its ups and downs. After an excellent start, the club from the Italian capital quickly ran out of steam. The fault lies in a rather small workforce to play on several fronts, which had also deplored the Portuguese tactician this fall. Now relegated to 6th place in Serie A, 9 points from the podium, they were also taught a lesson by Norwegian high flyers Bodø Glimt, who had humiliated them last October in a 6-1 win in the quarter-finals of the Europa League Conference. The end of the season will allow us to see more clearly about the ambitions of the Giallorossi in the medium term. A qualification for a European Cup or not will necessarily change the situation, but already Jose Mourinho is thinking about the next transfer window. According to information from Sky Sport Italia, the special one is working with Thiago Pinto to draw the outlines of the future workforce. He has already informed his sports director about his particular needs, but to do so, the Italian media warns he will also have to make a big sale. All eyes on the club are on Nicolo Zaniolo. The attacking midfielder is arguably the greatest talent available at Roma, but his physical fragility and inconsistency are starting to give management some headaches. He has 2 years left on his contract, so now might be the time to sell him. Attention all the same, it will be necessary to put a price to him. Bidding will be set at €60 million. Anything below that, and the management will not even sit at the negotiating table, assures the media outlet. A transfer of Jordan Veretout is also a very serious hypothesis. Roma are aiming for such a sum because Mourinho wants at least 3 top-grade reinforcements, 1 per position. The coach wants a left-footed central defender as a priority, capable of playing in a 3 or 4-man defence. Karsdorp has not been a complete satisfaction either. No name is given, but the Romans have already thought of a few players like Granit Xhaka or Boubacar Kamara, whose profile often comes up. Whatever the identity of the new arrivals, Roma will have resources available. The love story between Gianluigi Donnarumma and PSG has been wavering since March 9th. That evening, the Italian goalkeeper's actions in front of Karim Benzema precipitated towards an unthinkable defeat for his team. As too often in recent years, the club from the French capital was improbably eliminated from the Champions League. The players come and go, but the mental lapses remain. The 23-year-old doorman is the perfect example. Despite the competition with Keylor Navas, he had so far always been given more time, even taking a bit of ascendancy over the Costa Rican in recent weeks. Signed for free last summer by Leonardo, and after signing a long contract until 2026, Donnarumma is supposed to embody the future of PSG, except that the latest sporting twists have highlighted homesickness. According to information from the Gazzetta dello Sport, the former Milan man would like to return to Italy, which he misses. Obviously, there are not many possible destinations for him, so the Daily with pink pages mentions Juventus as a base. The old lady have appreciated the international for a long time, and it is an old fantasy to want to bring him to Piedmont. The player's salary is still a problem. Juve can't afford the same emolument as PSG, €7 million annually, which can climb to €10 million with bonuses. But it could benefit from the Decreto Crescita from the summer of 2023. Introduced in 2019, this law allows clubs to significantly reduce the tax rate on new employees domiciled outside Italy for at least 2 years. Something to give ideas to the Bianconeri leaders. The Corriere della Sera confirms this information in its edition of the day. The Transalpine newspaper also evokes the nostalgia of Donnarumma, but also affirms that the cohabitation with Keylor Navas is a problem. If a reflection for this summer is launched within the entourage of the Italian, a departure of the former Madrid player could also solve many worries. Real Madrid are preparing for the future. During the next transfer window, and those that will follow, the residents of the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium have every intention of carrying out a major facelift. Florentino Perez's objective is first to launch the 3rd generation of the Galacticos. This will be led by Kylian Mbappe. It is in any case the dream of the boss of Casablanca, who is likely to get there since the French striker has not extended his deal with Paris Saint-Germain. And if the French giants bend over backwards to keep him, even if it means making him the new star of the project ahead of Neymar and Messi, Real Madrid are hopeful of welcoming him in the coming months. The other crazy dream of Florentino Perez is to pair up the French player with Erling Braut Haaland. 2 young talents who are destined to dominate world football and to fight for future Ballons d'Or. For La Liga president Javier Tebas, it wouldn't be the best thing to see the 2 men in the same shirt, but Real Madrid disagree. They will also have to deal with the return of Takefusa Kubo, who has been on loan several times and who wants to return next season, and young people from Castilla like Antonio Blanco. In defense, it will also be necessary to make some alterations to improve the team, which lost the Varane-Ramos duo last year. For quite some time, the name of Jules Koundé has been circulating in Madrid. Be warned, Madrid are back. A couple of years ago, there was this notion that the USMNT is set to surprise everyone. A few years before that, the North Americans were underachievers, registering decent wins here and there and always being on the cusp of something great during World Cups. However, all that changed a few years ago when they were unable to qualify for the 2018 World Cup. While globally they aren't a powerhouse, USMNT are one of the toughest sides in their region, so it was shocking to see them miss out on the plane to Russia. Fast forward 2 years, and the new crop of players is ready for a date with destiny, also known as Qatar 2022. Today, Greg Berhalter boasts one of the most talented young squads in the world. Of course, their squad isn't as star-studded as some of the ones that you find in Europe, Africa, or South America, but the USMNT is no longer a team that should be taken lightly. If you purely look at their best starting 11, it is a team that can hurt the best in the business. Serginho Dest's transfer to Barcelona might not have worked out the way he would have hoped, but the young fullback is still developing and is always at his best when representing his country. Tyler Adams is making waves in Germany with RB Leipzig. Weston McKennie was crucial to Juventus throughout the campaign before his untimely injury, and his energetic displays in midfield make things work for USMNT. We all saw Giovanni Reina's performance against Mexico during the recent qualification game. As son of a legendary USMNT player, Claudio, the Borussia Dortmund starlet oozes class and will be looking to shine alongside Christian Pulisic, who is the leader of this team. All in all, the USMNT might not go all the way in Qatar, but expect them to be one of the strongest sides in the competition, with several young up-and-coming players looking to make their mark this winter.